Today we're gonna be doing type 2 for practice test number 1. So let's get started. When first inspecting a hermetic system known to be leaking, you should look for frost on the tubing. No, that's not the first thing you should look for. Puddles of refrigerant, you're never gonna have like puddles of refrigerant. Particles of the filter dryer core. No, what you're gonna be looking for is trace of oil. The suction service valve, no. The one or both of the gang valves, no. And head gaskets and discharge valve, no. The answer for this one will be the rotating shaft seal. Now, number 3, for any question like this that is asking you about the leak rates, I have gone over this multiple times. So in this one, I put the commercial in all capital letters just because when it's asking you about a leak rate, look for either commercial, industrial, or comfort cooling. In this case, commercial, and commercial is always gonna be 20% leak rate. Comfort cooling is gonna be 10% leak rate, and industrial is gonna be 30% leak rate. So for this question, the answer will be B, 20% leak rate. So for number 4, you repaired a leak of a supermarket with 300 pounds of or a R22. So when must a follow-up leak verification test be conducted? Now for this question, you always want to be within 10 days. So for this question, answer A, immediate. You never want to do anything immediate, especially on like the whole refrigeration cycle. You never want to do anything immediate. Now, conduct a follow-up verification. No, because the verification failed and you need to repair the leak before you do that. Report the amount of refrigerant. No, you don't need to report the amount of refrigerant. The right answer for this one will be B, conduct additional repair within the next 30-day window. So when recovery is first started, at what phase do you want to recover the refrigerant to save time? So you always want to recover refrigerant as a liquid phase, and that would save you time. So for this question, where must you connect the hose in order to recover liquid refrigerant? It's kind of simple. If you want to recover liquid refrigerant, you should connect the hose in the liquid line, not the vapor line. It's kind of obvious. Recovering refrigerant in the vapor phase will of course minimize the loss of oil. So B is the answer for number 8. So for this question, you already recovered the liquid refrigerant. So after recovering the liquid, you still have refrigerant in it. It's just not liquid, it's vapor refrigerant. So of course you want to remove the refrigerant by the recovery system. How can you speed up the removal of refrigerant charge from a system? Using a smaller recovery vessel. No, that wouldn't make sense. Using a 2-stage vacuum pump. That would not make sense either. Heating the recovery cylinder to raise its pressure. No, you don't want to raise the pressure, you want to lower it. So the right answer will be cooling the recovery cylinder to lower its pressure. So B will be the answer for number 10. If a hermetic compressor overheats when drawing deep vacuum, it is because the motor relies on the flow of refrigerant through the compressor for cooling. So for this answer is simple. You already have a refrigerant in the recovery equipment. So of course there's all the answers say change. You do want to change filters or any of that, but you first want to remove the R22. So the only one that says that is D. So yes, if you have a refrigerant in a recovery equipment already, you wanna remove the refrigerant so you will be able to recover the other refrigerant. In this case, the R410A. So for this question, keep in mind it says false. So it must be tested by EPA approved laboratory. Yes, it does need to be tested by EPA approved laboratory. Equipment designed to recover flammable refrigerant must meet specific UL safety standards. Yes. It must be equipped with low loss fittings. Yes, you do need to have low loss fittings. And the answer for this one will be purchase of such equipment must be reported to the EPA. You don't need to report it to the EPA, and that will be the answer because it does say false. The other ones do make sense. That's the only one that doesn't. So that's the answer. Now for this question, you want to evacuate the isolated section of the system, and if the pressure does not rise after a few minutes, you want to remove the compressor. So for this question, like I said before, you never want to do anything immediately. So every answer in here, even though it doesn't say immediate, it's like that's what you're doing something immediate. So no, you always wanna wait. So the only answer for this one is B, and the one that does say wait is B. So that's the answer. So this question only comes up in all the 5 parts that I took. It only comes up one time, and I found a trick for this one. Of course, there's a way of finding the right answer. Going to the book, it actually tells you, but I found a trick for this one just to make it faster for you guys. And is when it says R10A, and then you go to the answer, and the answer has. So when it says R10A, you go to the answer, and there is one that says 10 inches of HG vacuum, and that is always the answer. So what I did, I mashed up that 10 with the 10 from the question with the 10 with the answer, and I tried it and I did it continuously and it worked. So that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. The other way is going to the book and finding out the right answers with the right HG vacuum and all that, depending on the pounds and the refrigerant. But just to do it fast, R10 with the 10 inches of HG vacuum. So for this question, the answer will be leak and the appliance make recovery to prescribed level unattainable. That is the only answer, and that's the only one that makes sense. Now this one is asking you about major repair. So major is like, you gotta know the major components, and it is evaporator, compressor, condenser, and metering device. The metering device and compressor change pressure and temperature, and then the evaporator absorbs heat and the condenser rejects heat. But for this one, the answer would be A. The answer will be a replacement of the evaporator coil, because the filter dryer is not a major component. The Schrader valve core is not a major component either, and the condenser fan motor is not a major part. The condenser is, but the condenser fan motor is not a major component. So the answer will be a replacement of the evaporator coil. When is it against EPA regulation to use system-dependent recovery equipment? So System dependent recovery equipment, you will know what is against EPA regulation by looking up the definition, and the definition is containing 15 pounds or less. And this one says 15 pounds or more of refrigerant. So the answer will be C, when the appliance containing over 15 pounds of refrigerant. Now for this one, I will put a picture up here of the refrigeration system, but basically it's asking you what is the state of refrigerant leaving the receiver of a refrigeration system, and the state of refrigerant leaving the receiver of a refrigeration system will be a high pressure liquid. On this one, you always want to charge liquid. You always want to charge refrigerant into a system and through the liquid. So this one is pretty simple. The only one that says liquid through the actual liquid line, that's a way of looking at it without having to think too much. Liquid through the liquid line. That will be the answer. So the answer is D. So how would you remove moisture from a refrigeration system? Again, a component that is meant to remove moisture from a refrigeration system is your filter dryer. So this question is very simple. Use a filter dryer. D. So not required. We all know for R 134A it is required. For 404A is also required, and R10A is kind of the most used refrigerant. So yeah, it is required. So the only answer for this one is R17. When could a reciprocating compressor be damaged if energized? When the suction service valve is open? No. When the discharge service valve is open? No. When the demand for cooling is at a steady state? No. The answer will be when the discharge service valve is closed. So for this one, if you are in the field or you have basically read the book, you know that every time you use a nitrogen tank to pressurize a system, or you just use a nitrogen tank, you know it will need to be equipped with a pressure regulator. So the answer for this one will be requires a pressure regulator. That will be the answer for 25. And next video we are doing type 3, and we are finishing with practice test number 1, and then we're gonna start practice test number 2. Peace.